Business burnout and emotional collapse. How do you keep your business going when you're in a state of falling apart? It's a really tough question, but we're going to answer it today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to us by Housecall Pro, which is the #1 service software for service professionals. And so if your business is burning out, I want you to take a step back and streamline all of the little activities that are just consuming your free time. And so Housecall Pro can help you with that, and they'll walk you on a demo and they'll show you all the features and ways you can save time and money. Housecallpro.com/Angela, and my friends there are waiting to help you. All right, on to today's show. There's a girl who runs a house cleaning business, and she wrote in and asked this question via email. She said, so what does one do when they've been doing this for about 4 years and they continually reach burnout, but has had the same repeat clients for the whole time and continues to get more requests? You just can't go anymore. What do you do? Okay, this is a really tough question, but the answer is what's happening when you reach burnout is you have emotional, physical, and mental collapse. It's built on the thought that you have ongoing stress and pressure over and over and over and over again until finally stuff just starts to crumble. And it's a natural state. Our bodies slowly break down when they can't take care of us any longer because they're sending us signals. They're saying, wait, pay attention to me, right? And so in this state of emotional, physical, and business collapse, what happens is you have to stop and regroup. And we've been trained since we're very small. If you fall down, get back up again, just keep going, right? Over and over again. And as house cleaners, we're people pleasers. Just naturally, we are. And so when things go wrong, we get up and we do more, and then we do more, and then we do more, and we keep going and going and going until finally we do burn out. So burnout is a really real thing. And I want you to be very careful to the fact that it is a symptom, okay? It's like getting a headache. When you get a headache, there are things you can do, like you can take some Aleve or you can take ibuprofen or aspirin or something, and it kind of like mutes the feeling. But the headache is actually sending you a message. It's saying, hey, wait a second, pay attention to me. You ate the wrong food, your hormones are out of whack, you're dehydrated, you didn't get enough sleep last night, and it's trying to send you a message. And what it's asking of you is I'm this amazing machine that can like heal itself, and I can reason and think and do all these amazing things. But a part of whatever's going on inside of me is falling apart. Therefore, I'm going to send you a headache message so you'll pay attention. And we go, wow, I got this weird headache. And we pop a couple of pills and then we just keep going again, right? We ignored the symptoms. And so when you ignore the symptoms, it doesn't necessarily make the headache any better. Sometimes it goes away all on its own, but it could be that the food that we ate that triggered it then processed through our body. Therefore, the headache was gone, right? So there are other things at play. When you reach burnout, your body, your mind, and your business is saying, hey, wait a second, I'm sending you a message. And so the message that it's sending you is, hey, do something different. What you're doing right now, although it's good and you have the same clients for 4 years in a row, if you continue on at this pace with this kind of energy, it's not going to last. And so it's starting to slowly break down like, hey, pay attention to me. One of the things that I recommend is cross-training. And we do this a lot in sports, where let's say, for example, that you're running a marathon. And as a marathon runner, I've done 29 marathons myself, so I know a little bit about running. One of the things that happens is when you train every day, and you start running longer distances, your body starts getting really bored of it, your mind gets bored of it, and although you're in a zone and you have endorphins going through your body starts to break down in ways where you twist your ankle or you'll pull a muscle or something will happen and your body has to slow down. And so during that time, we are forced, because we're going to keep going, we are forced to then jump in the swimming pool, and we put a pull buoy between our knees because we bugged up our ankle and now we can't swim. You put a pull buoy between your knees and you do all upper body training for a couple of weeks until your body heals, and then you can go out and hit the road again, right? But what happened was you changed your game. You used the same physical body, you used a lot of the same energy and a lot of the same muscles that you use, but you change things up just a little bit. So when it comes to burnout, what I want us to do is still do the same things, but I want us to focus on something different. So in your business, let's say that you have all the systems in place, and it sounds like you do if you have the same customers for 4 years. You're cleaning the same toilets, you're making the same beds, you're, vacuuming the same floors. You have it down to a system. But there's something in there that can be shifted. Maybe it's you read a new book, you listen to new podcasts, you watch new YouTube videos about growing your business. There might be something else that can spark your interest. Maybe you learn a new language, or maybe you take on something like you're going to learn how to train employees, or you're going to learn the hiring and firing process, or whatever. Just by focusing on something different, even though you're still going through the motions, this part gets re-energized by the new information that you're learning. And so one of the things that I really encourage house cleaners, and I know lots of house cleaning companies don't do this, they don't like you listening to things while you're cleaning, because then you are not aware situationally of what's happening, and you're not aware of the customers being at home and those things. But I love one earbud in so that you can still be aware of what's around you, but you can be learning while you're earning. And so in the process of cleaning and going through the routine stuff, you can be learning some fascinating stuff that improves your education, it improves your job, it improves you as a business person, it improves your customer service. And so it gives you new life into every day that you're cleaning. And you get to the point where you start looking forward to the cleaning because you're learning new things. Another thing that I recommend is that you take regular vacations. My recommendation for vacations, and I want all house cleaners to listen up. This pertains to you, and it's really important that you do this. Plan your vacations a year in advance and pay for them a year in advance. It doesn't seem like it's a priority. We have other pressing issues. Not important, right? But it's not important until you get burned out and you need that little, vacation. You need some time off so that you can go repair your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul, so that you can come back and be a new, better business partner, better business owner, whatever it is, right? So book your vacations a year in advance and pay for them a year in advance. Ironically, what happens is that year will come. You won't want to go. You'll have every excuse in the world not to go. You'll say, this is the worst time of my life to take a vacation. I can't believe I booked a vacation. What was I thinking? Yet it's paid for and there's nothing else on your calendar because you've been planning for it. And so you go and you get away and all of a sudden it does you a world of good and you're like, oh yes, now I see, it makes perfect sense. I've been doing this for several years. You book your vacations out a year in advance and then everything else falls into place. And then when you go, you actually need to get away. But building up to that, you go really hard and you say, I'm gonna get some time off. And so it gives you that renewed enthusiasm and energy because you know you're gonna get some time off, as opposed to just not getting any time off at all and you just keep working and there's no light at the end of the tunnel, right? So there are a couple things that I would love for you to do. I would love for you to take a vacation. I would love for you to cross-train your mind, your body, and your job. And I would love for you to really focus on what are you doing right in your business that's allowed you to keep the same customers for 4 years in a row. That's amazing, right? So you're doing all the right things. I want you to keep doing the right things. Your body is sending you a series of signals right now. And I want you to pay very close attention to those signals because those signals are symptoms. And we want to cure the symptoms. We don't want to mask them, okay? So it's an ongoing thing, but I promise you this, as long as you're in the business, this will keep coming up over and over and over again. So right now we're having this conversation because there's a new skill set that we need to implement in order for you to be able to continue 10, 12, 15, 20 years in the business. This is not the first time that you will be burned out. It is not the last time you will be burned out. Burnout is kind of like a rolling thing. And then you start recognizing it when it comes. And you're like, wait a second, how long till my next vacation? And you start thinking, what can I do that's different as far as introducing my mind to new and exciting things while I'm cleaning? And so if you learn this new skill set right now, which is how to cure that collapse of all this stuff that's kind of collided at one time, you will be better prepared to handle it next time it comes. So I'm not excited for you that you're going through it, but I'm excited for you that you're looking outside for solutions. Because only when you start looking outside for solutions, that's where the real magic lies. All right, if you found this helpful, give us a thumbs up. Let us know that this was important to you so we can keep bringing you information like this. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.